Well, welcome back everybody. It's that time. Sorry I've been away for a few days, at least as far as the trail goes. Just going back to work, life, errands, it's kind of got in the way. It's kind of hard sometimes to take several hours out of your day to come out here when there's other things that you need to do. But today is the perfect day. We just had a cold front come through. We had a pretty nice frost this morning. It was around 30 degrees. The next few days are going to be in the 30s, so it's pretty chilly out here in the woods. I don't even know if it's out of the 40s yet. Maybe it's in the 50s. So great working weather. Feels fantastic. So we're at the end of the trail where I knocked off last time. We're probably maybe 150 yards in the woods. And back here behind me is where I stopped pushing. So everything's pretty small from this point on. I'm going to take the Stihl MS170, kind of blast my trail through here, clear out everything that I can for a decent little walking ways. And then I'll go back, get the tractor with a root rake and push some of these old rotten trees and things out of the way. Now, because it's going to be pretty chilly the next several days, and looking at the 10-day forecast, looks like it's going to be chilly as well. We're planning on burning a lot of firewood. So this tree that's on up there a little further, I do plan on at some point getting into that. So I may have to interrupt this trail build again for some firewood, but hopefully I don't mind. Ready to break out the chainsaw and get to work again. Let's get started. All right, well, perfect timing. Just got a phone call from the freight company, and my chipper is scheduled to be delivered tomorrow, which is awesome. I've been waiting a while, almost 3 weeks for it. Thanksgiving week really held it up. The chipper sat in Ohio for almost 5 days through the Thanksgiving holidays and that weekend. So hopefully the next video is me assembling it, trying it out. I might not be putting it to a full test in the next video, but it's here. We're about to put it to use. Now you're probably wondering why I'm holding this little, what looks like a leaf blower. This is actually called a sweeper. It's pretty low powered compared to a leaf blower. I use this to blow my shop out, sidewalks, decks. That's what it's designed for. But whenever you come up to trees like this is the one I tried pushing the other day and it split on me. I'm tired of pushing it with a tractor and trying to bust the roots. I'm just gonna cut it off. It is chock full of dirt. And you'll see some other trees that I'll cut down today that'll have leaves and dirt around it. Instead of just trying to kick it off with your boots, you'll never get it all. That dirt dulls your chainsaw chain almost instantly. You put it in the dirt, it makes a huge difference. So I'll take this old sweeper, blow all the dirt out from around it, kind of make a hollow cavity, and that's how I'll cut off, and that keeps a lot of that dirt out of my chain. These are very inexpensive, and if you do a lot of flush cutting off of trees, I recommend something like this. You could also just carry a broom out there and use that as well. Oh Lord. This right here is a good score. I know you'll hear me talk about it a lot, but I love this wood. This is that fat wood lighter knot. Got lots of different names, but you can see how dense and solid this piece is. It's extremely heavy. It's full of all that resin from that pine tree that died a long time ago. I'm gonna get a tremendous amount of lighter out of this one piece alone. This will start a bunch of fires for me. So, real happy to find this right here in the trail. I'll trim it up, load some up. All right, this big old oak's a little bit too much for this 170. I could probably eventually get through it, but I'm working it pretty hard. So I'm gonna go back and get my 260 to get this cut up out of the way. Tell you what, I absolutely love my MS170. Don't get me wrong, that's the saw I grab the majority of the time. But there is no comparison between that and that 260 Pro right there. That saw is it's just a beast. And it's running a old chain that's probably getting dull. Chips still look good, but I'm starting to see a little powder and dust in my shavings there. So it's about to be time to sharpen that up or swap it out. But man, I'm telling y'all, 260 Pro, I think that's probably the most underrated saw Stihl has. Honestly, I can't think of a more perfect firewood saw unless you were cutting some really, really large stuff. Man, I'm cutting wood here that's 18 to 20 inches in places, so that's pretty good sized firewood. I'm sure there's people out there that will cut larger than this, but I'd say this is probably a pretty common size. I've watched a lot of comparisons online between, like, let's say the new 261, which is what replaced that, and the 362, which is a very popular saw. Honestly, you can't hardly tell the difference. Side by side cut test, that 261, the new one, is just as fast as that 362. So highly underrated saw, excellent firewood saw. If I ever wear this one out, you know, in the last video I was telling you I thought it was 20 years old. I got to looking at it, I think it's about 15 years old, but that's still pretty old, and that saw has been awesome. But if I do ever wear it out, I think I'm just gonna get the new upgraded model of it that has that electronic ignition, because that is a sweet saw. Well, I tell you all what, I've been walking behind you there for a little bit trying to figure out where I want to cut the rest of this trail, and I'm kind of at a crossroads of which way I want to go. So I think I'm gonna knock off for the day. That way I can come out here fresh tomorrow with some flagging tape, walk this again and make for sure I'm gonna cut this the right direction. I'm trying to go through ahead and make sure I'm taking out the least amount of oaks, you know, any desirable trees. So there's times I've got to take some good trees out. That's just the way it is. But I'm trying to make sure they're small, nothing nut bearing. So I've got two different directions I can go here, and I'm trying to decide which one's going to sacrifice the least amount of trees and make the most sense. Because I'm at the point now to where I have to split off with my figure 8 and go two different directions. So I will have you another video coming up. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Plenty more to come. I'm really excited the wood chipper's on the way. I've also got another video I'm going to work on that you might be interested in that's chainsaw related. Something new that I've never got into. Appreciate y'all watching.